Hey, hi, good morning everybody. It's good to be back with you again. I'm back in South Africa, as you can probably see, having had a brilliant time in a beautiful place called Norway. Just wonderful people, just lovely hospitality. I couldn't believe how well they just treated us, and we just want to say thanks to all the Norwegian folks for making our stay so particularly brilliant. Thanks to all the young people at the college as well, who just listened, and we participated and just so enjoyed your company during that period of time. But I'm now on a mission. We've been talking about that beautiful passage at the end of the Apostle Paul's life, when he soon knows that he's going to be dying. He knows that it's not long to live. And he comes up with some amazingly powerful statements. We've been considering the one for the last few weeks. We've been speaking about what it means to fight the good fight. Because according to Paul, at the end of your life, there's only really three things that count. The first one is that you fight the good fight. The second one is the one that I want to talk about for the next little while, and that is to run the race. And then we talk about keeping the faith. We'll save that for another week. But I want to talk to you about what it means to run the race. It's an analogy, this athletic analogy, is something that Paul uses quite a bit. But let me read to you the foundation of where it comes from. And you can find it in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2. And this is what he says, chapter 3, sorry. Not that I have already obtained all this, or have already been perfect, but I press on. That's what an athlete does. He presses on to take hold of that for which Christ took hold of me. Brothers, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do. Here's that one thing again. One thing I do. Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. This is a great desire on Paul's heart. The fact that he wants to finish this race. We'll talk later about the fact he doesn't say, I want to win the race. I just want to finish the race. Because when you finish, you win. That's the crazy thing about the Christian race. There's no competition between us. It's not me more spiritual than you and I'm more spiritual than they. It's you win the race simply when you finish the race. So the race that we're talking about here, according to a passage that I want to just read to you in a moment, is found in Philippians 2 verse 3. This one thing I do thing, he says, one thing I do, forgetting that which is in the past. We read that just now, didn't we? Forgetting that which is in the past, I strive toward the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. That's what the race is all about. That's what the prize is all about. To strive towards that thing we call godliness. Now, godliness is a great journey. In fact, it's a wonderful race to participate in. It's a journey to become more like Christ. And when we run this race, we can't run carrying the baggage of the past. That's not going to help us. We can't run with arrogance and pride and ego. We have to drop those things because they will hinder you in the race that you want to run. And so when Paul is talking here about what it means to run this race, he's talking about a race of godliness. Now, godliness implies that we want to maybe, in some stupid way, maybe be God. We'll never be God. You all know that. We're not talking about God in his essence. We'll never know that in our own experience. We'll never know God in his attributes because he's got attributes that we don't have. We have a minuscule form of those attributes, but nothing like him. But what he's talking about is godliness in character. That is the journey. That's what I want to talk you through over the course of the next few days. Godliness in the journey, the race to become more like Christ. Now he says in one particular place, 2 Timothy 2 verse 5, he says, if anyone competes as an athlete, he does not receive the victor's crown unless he competes according to the rules. People, these rules. You know, these rules. We've got to have rules. And these rules to this race. And he tells you what they are. I can't wait to share those with you. But let's just first of all decide where the destination is. Let's first of all decide where this prize is to be found. It's to be found at the end of the day in our desire and our knowledge to become more like God, not in His attributes or in His essence, but certainly in His character. Can't wait to share these truths with you. But there alone, there's a great one today. That's where the journey is. That's where we're going. I hope you're going to join me. Thank you for being a part of these little devotions. I love doing them. I hope you're finding them of some use. But you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.